Dear students, I am happy to join you with another class. Today's topic for class 8 is models. We don't pronounce it as models, but it is pronounced as models. Keep this in mind. What are these models? You see, I have written all of them here. Can, could, may, might, shall, should, will, would, dare, need, used to, ought to, and might. Take a careful look at all these models. They are very, very important because we frame sentences with this and we use these models in our daily conversation. So a student of English grammar must be familiar with all these models. For example, let's take the first one. But before we begin to discuss, I'll share one important rule with you. You must understand this rule. Modal verbs do not change according to the subject. These verbs are a bit different from the main verbs and the helping verbs. For example, if I write a sentence like this, he sings. But if he changes into I, it is not sings but I sing. Remember? He sings but I sing. But why do I add S here? Because he is a third person singular. So obviously the verb changes. But this rule is not applicable here. If you are using a modal verb, you can use it with all the subjects and the subject will have no relationship with the modal verb. You look here. Have a look at the sentence. I can do it. I is the subject. She can do it. So, with I use the same modal verb, and with she, I use the same modal verb. I can. The modal verb doesn't change. And the main verb, you see, this is a main verb. And the main verb also doesn't change. So, whatever main verb comes with the modal verb, it will have no effect on the subject. That is a rule. So, I may be the subject, she may be the subject, we may be the subject, and when the modal verb follows that, the main verb which comes after the modal verb will not change its form. For example, I'll give you one more example, it will be clear. They must do it. Now you see, the modal verb is must. And I, in the place of they, I use I and I must do it. Look at this now. They must do it, I must do it. Do you find any change in the main verb do? No, not at all. Not at all. So they must do it, I must do it. The main verb will have no connection with the subject because a modal verb comes in between. So the modal verbs are very powerful verbs because they have no effect on the main verbs. And the subjects may change. The main verb does not change. Now, let us come back to the modal verbs once again. Go through this list. It's a long list. Can, could, may, might, shall, should, will, would, dare, need, used to, ought to, and must. So how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So the modal verbs are 13 in number altogether. Yeah, 13. How do we use them? The usage of modal verbs is the most important thing than learning them by heart. Learn them by heart, that is good, but more important than learning them by heart is the way you construct it. How do you construct sentences? Look at this. Can. The usage of modals is very important. You cannot use every modal verb for every context or every situation. The situations differ. For example, can. I can swim. Why do we use the modal verb can? We use it to talk about an ability. Ability. What you are capable of doing. That's ability. So I can swim. You have the ability to swim. can is used to show an ability. Now, loud noise can spoil your ears. Can is used for a possibility as well. What do you mean by possibility? Something which can happen. So if you look at the example, you will get a clear idea. Loud noise can spoil your ears. Loud noise can. So that is a possibility. So I use the modal verb can to speak of an ability. I use the modal verb can again for a possibility. And I can't do it. What is the opposite of can? What is the opposite of can? The opposite of can is can't. So I can't do it. Impossibility. So can is used for capability, ability. It's also used for possibility and then again for impossibility. Remember these three things. Now we come to the second modal verb and that is could. What is the second modal verb? It's could. So how do you use this could? Past equivalent of can is could. See how it is used. You must take a careful look. You must take a careful look. Look at this. He said, I can do it. He said, I can do it. This is in the direct speech. Now you see, where this direct speech is changed into the indirect form, can takes the place of could. So look at the sentence. He said, I can do it. He said that. That is used. He could do it. This is one usage. So can is changed into could in the indirect speech. Could. Right. This can also be used. Could can also be used for a polite request. I have not mentioned that here, but keep it in mind. Put it at the back of your head. Could can be used for a polite request. Could you please pass me the salt? You are sitting at the table and there is salt kept in a salt cellar. So you ask somebody who is sitting next to you, could you please pass me the salt? Could you please pass me the butter? Could you please give me your pen? Could you please give me your mobile phone for a second? So could is used to make polite requests. I come back on what I started with. Could is the past equivalent of can. So in a direct speech, can is changed into could in the indirect speech. Remember this. Now we come to the third modal verb, that is may. This will be the last of the modal verbs that we are discussing today. May is used on different occasions. May is used on different occasions. Remember, what are the occasions? Number one, permission. You're sitting in the class and, the class is going on and you are out of the class. You want to make an entry into the class. So how do you take permission? You ask your teacher politely, may I come in, sir? May I come in, ma'am? Remember, can I come in, ma'am is impolite. Don't use the word can for a permission because that is considered as very, very impolite. In the place of can, you are supposed to use, you are expected to use may because may is used for a polite permission. Remember, number two, wish. When I give a formal permission, may comes in. You may take that if you want. Supposing I have 2 pens with me and you come and ask me, may I borrow a pen from you? And you say, you may take this. So you are giving a formal permission. So to give a formal permission, you use may. To take permission, you use may. May is used for both purposes. To give a formal permission and to take a permission. You may come in. This is again a permission. You may have one of these pens. Again a formal permission. And wish. Okay. How do you use this may for a wish? May you live long. May God bless you. Is it a wish? Isn't it? So, in order to bless somebody, you use the modal verb may. May you live long. May God grant you good health. May God grant you long life. May God bless you. These are all wishes. So we use the modal verb may to express a wish. Now you look at this, the last use of may. Present possibility. What is a present possibility? It may rain tonight. It may rain tonight. So, it is not a guarantee or it is not a sure possibility, but it is a possibility, a probability. It may rain. It may rain tonight. So, dear students, we started off with the modal verbs today, but we have not ended. We started with can and it was followed by could and then finally may. So, these three modal verbs can be learned by you. Your grammar textbook is there. Turn to the chapter models and there is a big list of modal verbs and we have also given examples regarding the usage. How to use each of the modals. Examples are given. So, go through that exhaustive list and pay attention to these three modal verbs, right? Examples are there. And in the next class, when time permits, we will continue with the discussion and we'll have more examples and more usages of the remaining modal verbs. So, with this we wind up. Stay safe and keep revising. Goodbye.